Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the Rocket VA podcast. Today's episode is called The Power of Staying Strong When Nothing Seems to Be Working. And I think this is one of the things that in any industry, any career, if things go quiet, we feel like we're not doing the right thing, or we feel like there's more that we can be doing. And yes, there technically is more that we can always be doing. But in this episode, I really want to take some of the worry away from those quiet times and remind you to tap into your faith so that you can tune into the business that you want, tune into the clients that you want, and start attracting without force and without a feeling of lack, and attract the clients that you really want, even if it takes more time. So today we're talking about staying strong when nothing seems to be working. You know, those times when you're doing everything right, showing up online, sending proposals, creating content, and yet the leads just aren't coming in. And I've been here, and what I've learned is that so much of the work that leads to success happens when no one is watching. The growth, the breakthroughs, the opportunities, they're often built in the quiet seasons. And it's those seasons that test your faith the most. So those quiet seasons, because business isn't a straight line, it's full of so many seasons, so much growth, so much learning, and every season is there for a purpose. And there are the busy ones where you can barely keep up. Then there are quieter ones that make you question literally everything. And a little while back, early this year, I was completely sold out as an online business manager. And earlier in my VA career, you know, I was completely flat out. I was working all of the jobs, and honestly, sometimes until like 12 a.m., 2 a.m. And this was because I was juggling client projects. As I got referrals, I got more work, which was amazing. And of course, more work meant more money, and I really wanted that at that time. And then I started the Rocket VA Academy, and I was juggling so many plates, and it was exciting, but I also knew that I couldn't sustain it forever. So I actually made the conscious decision to let go of a couple of clients in the last year. And this was so that I could focus more deeply on growing the academy. And honestly, what came next surprised me. So, you know, I really wanted to put more time and energy into the Rocket VA Academy, which is such a big passion and part of my reason and why. And so that meant recording new modules, creating new training, creating a new case study and feedback process, whereby our students submit their feedback, submit their tasks that they've completed in the Rocket VA Academy, and I give them personal responses. And that takes me like 4 or 5 hours to do that. But the whole setup was a whole process in itself. So all this took time. And, you know, even deciding to do this podcast, I was like, this is going to be time out of my week. But I decided to do that because I really wanted to grow this academy and speak to more people. So to do that, I created some space by letting go of a couple of clients. And then at the end of summer, I was like, okay, I'm ready to take on more clients. And honestly, what came next surprised me because it was really quiet. And I was like, okay, the referrals weren't coming in. I was reaching out to my old clients. I was asking if anyone knew anyone who was looking for an OBM or a VA. And you know, the leads had slowed down and the new clients didn't appear straight away. And I started to feel that creeping sense of doubt, like the worry of, oh my God, did I do the right thing letting go of these clients? Is there more work out there? All the things that go through any virtual assistant or any freelancer's mind. But then I just came back to the truth and the realization that there's always more work out there. It's just making sure that you are in alignment and also that you are doing the right things. And I realized in that chapter that I was coming from a place of lack rather than a place of abundance. And I actually worked on my energy, and that's when things changed. And also I remembered, and this is what I want you guys to remember, is that sometimes in the quiet is where the next chapter is forming. And sometimes in that quiet, in those periods where you seem to have less client work, that's when you can do the things that really move your business to the next level. So the work that you don't see is so important in your business. And I realized that that period of that business is like energy. You know, when you cling too tightly, you literally block the flow. So when I shifted my mindset away from fear and lack and started focusing on creating this podcast, trusting and serving, everything started moving again, and new opportunities appeared literally almost overnight. It was honestly like magic. It's all I can explain it. It's like, as soon as I realized the energy I was in, I was like, huh. And then it's just like almost like I just pulled a plug on myself and things unraveled in the most magic way. And I got this awesome new client that I'm working with now and like doing some really great things. I've just seen on a WhatsApp this morning that another client has come back from a proposal saying that they want to work together. And I was always working with one client throughout this as well. So, you know, when things like your energy changes, everything else just literally changes a lot. Like literally everything else comes in the same vibration. And this was not because I pushed harder, it's because I let go of the pressure and started trusting that what I'd built would continue to grow. And so that's what I want you to hear today. Just because you don't see results doesn't mean nothing's happening. Behind the scenes, the work you're already doing is compounding. It's like the compound effect. Every reach out you make out to a potential client, every Instagram post you do, it's one more chance that the right person, the right client is going to come and find you. People are watching, people are remembering, and people are deciding. You just can't see it. And, if we give up, then that's a signal to the universe that you're not invested, and also that to other potential clients that you're definitely not invested in the long term. So just think about maybe how long it takes you to make a decision about whether you want to purchase something or become a member of something or join the Rocket VA Academy. Marketing, they say that it can take up to 7 touch points or more for someone to actually become a customer or a client. And I completely agree. So, your clients, it might take them time to realize what a virtual assistant is, whether they want to work with you, whether they feel aligned with your energy. There's so many different things. So just remember that, even if you can't see it yet, people are watching. So not only do you want to show up for yourself and make yourself proud, but make your future self proud. And also think of the clients in the future that you're going to work with. So this brings it all back to literally having faith, taking action, and building momentum. And the sweet spot in business is this balance between faith and action. And faith is what's meant for you. Faith that what's meant for you is coming, and action that keeps the energy moving forward towards it. So when I was in that slower period, it was so tempted to pull back completely, but instead I chose to keep going. And there's literally no other way. In my eyes, it's like you sink or you swim, and I'm only going to swim. And everything that I've learned, all of the lessons, they make me push harder. And I'm like, okay, you're teaching me 5 years into my business that, okay, I was pushing and coming from a place of lack. And actually all I had to do was get into alignment, think of the clients that I wanted, and use this time to build momentum on my business and to do things like this podcast, things that I can do. And, now I'm still taking time out my day, even 10-15 minutes to record these podcasts weekly, because this is part of the flow that I want. And I know that this is still an important part of my business. And I'm seeing the Rocket VA Academy literally as a client. That's how I see it. I'm like, okay, we set aside time for the Rocket VA Academy. And this is also what you need to do with your business. Remember that in those quiet times, yes, keep building a business, doing Instagram, LinkedIn, but also when those busy times coming and you're fully sold out as a virtual assistant, still make time to promote yourself and your business, because you still want more leads, you still want to grow, you still want to show that you're active, and ultimately you need to see your business as a client to yourself. So make sure you're scheduling in times. And so for me in this quieter time, what I did is I recorded the podcast, I connected more with my amazing community, I refined my systems, my onboarding, because when you keep moving, momentum finds you again. And when the energy returns, it can flow in fast. And that's exactly what happened for me. As soon as I released the pressure and trusted the process, the flow came coming back. And honestly, it feels amazing. I feel so in my flow again. I feel inspired, motivated. But in those times when I didn't, I had to really dig deep and really tune into myself and push myself, and also take a little bit of the opportunity to have a rest, And I think we also, if you're like me, sometimes you see rest as a bad thing, or you see rest as something that we shouldn't do or feel guilty for. But actually, we really need to rest, especially as business owners, because our brains can be switched on so much. So it's important to rest and use those periods as well. So, practical ways to stay grounded. Here are a few things that really helped me and might help you if you're in that quiet stage right now. So reconnect to your why. Remind yourself why you started, that freedom, that flexibility, and that impact. Really tune into it. Write your letter to your future self. Write down your vision of what you want your life to be. Realize and remember why you're doing this. What is your purpose behind building this virtual assistant business? So really, really tune into that. And also, make it part of your morning practice. Read the letter to your future self, write your affirmations, and remind yourself why you're doing this. Second one, shift your energy from lack to trust. This is the big one. When you stop chasing, you start attracting. And, it's literally the law of attraction. And I don't know if, you might not be into spirituality or mindset. You might not be into spirituality or faith, but I feel like because you're here, you probably are. But more than anything, you're definitely into mindset. And, if you have mindset, you have a growth mindset, which you definitely do because you're here, then by shifting that mindset from lack to trust, you are literally going to get into the right alignment and vibration to attract those clients. So it's coming from this tense, like I need a client, I just need anyone, to realizing that you get to choose clients. You don't just have to work with anyone. And also because if you end up working with clients that don't feel good or it comes from a place of lack, actually it's not going to feel good in the long term. You want to find clients that you really want to enjoy working with. So even if it takes a couple more months to find those clients, have the faith that they will come. The third one, keep taking aligned action. So post, pitch, network, create, even if it feels small, even if it feels like you don't have time for it, make time for it. And just every little step and thing that you do in your business is one step closer to where you want to be. And then also one thing I think so many of us now in any stage of life forget to celebrate ourselves and celebrate when it's working. You know, every new connection, every email sent, every skill learned, it all counts. So keep working, keep connecting, and take moments to celebrate yourself, you know, whether that's a massage or a glass of champagne or a dinner with your friends or whatever it is, a nice walk by the beach or a holiday, a working holiday. Just celebrate when things are working, because every lead, every part of your business is part of the growth. And often we just don't forget to stop and celebrate how far we've come. And then finally, lean into community. You know, it can feel really isolating if you're a freelancer, if you're not part of a community like the Rocket VA community, because, you know, there's not many people to ask for support and advice. And that's why we created the Rocket VA community, because we wanted it to be a place where VAs could come, could connect with each other, could lean on each other, could ask questions. And so it can feel way less heavy when you have people beside you who understand your journey. So, you know, it's having those like-minded people surrounding you, leaning into them, telling them how you're feeling, and then they can share also, because everyone has been where you've been right now. And that's the thing, to remember that you are not new to this. And if other people can go from those quiet times to those busy periods in their business, then you can too. So use this time, stay grounded, reconnect to your why, and just remember to really embrace the journey and also enjoy it. So if you're in that season right now where it feels like no one's watching, no one's buying, and everything's just a little too quiet, please don't give up. You're not failing, you're preparing. The foundation you're laying right now will become the reason everything flows later. I've seen it happen in my business and other businesses time and time again. Sometimes things fall quiet because life is rearranging itself to bring the next level of your success. And that literally, I have like full body shivers as I say that, because this has been very true in my life, and I'm so excited right now. I'm in a season of just pure excitement for what is ahead of me. So much is changing in my life, and I'm here for it. I'm ready for it. So keep showing up, keep trusting yourself, and remember, the magic is already on its way to you. If this episode resonated with you, I hope that you can share it with a VA or another entrepreneur who might also need this reminder today. And if you're ready for structure, community, and support while you keep going, join us inside the Rocket VA Academy. If you're not already, because I know we have lots of amazing alumni members listening to this podcast. So thank you. I love you all. And yes, you'll get everything you need to build your business, stay consistent, and trust yourself through the highs and the lows and the quiet seasons too. You can learn more at rocketva.com. So remember, you've got this. Keep believing in your momentum. It's already happening behind the scenes.